we're always celebrating the first time that we do something. For just over 20,000 people throughout the course of history, they were lucky enough to experience the coveted first ever Major League Baseball game. In 2023 alone, the Brewers have had 8 different players make their Major League Baseball debuts with the team. But one debut obviously stands out more than the rest, and that's Sal Frelick. Yeah, that's right, Milwaukee, there's a new Sal in town. Obviously, Sal had an incredible performance in his first career game, grabbing headlines across the league and catching the baseball world by storm with a highlight reel that makes it look like he's been there before. While we're going to get into the specifics of this debut, let's also take a look at how this performance compares to other legendary debuts throughout Brewers franchise history. From Sal's recent showstopper to classics like Geoff Jenkins and Freddy Peralta, we're going to rank the best debuts in Brewers history. Welcome back to Brew City Baseball. If you're new here, take a second to hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss a video. If you've been here before and you're already subscribed, you're the best. I appreciate you. Now, you might have noticed that I said we are going to rank these eye-catching debuts.
We're going to rank the best debuts.
And that's because I want your help. I'm going to go ahead and cover what, in my opinion, are the top Brewers debuts in reverse chronological order. And at the end of the video, I'll share how I would rank them. But I also want to hear from you down in the comments how you would rank them as well. So with that, let's get right into today's video. Starting off our list with the freshest debut in town, Sal Frelick's arrival provided a much-needed spark to the crew. And when I say much-needed, I mean just look at the production that the crew has been getting from their right field position. It's been pretty atrocious, so why not give another rookie a shot? Brewers fans have been eagerly awaiting this moment, and Sal really delivered. Getting word that he was going to be batting 6th and playing right field really drove excitement for this game. And I can tell you from being there, the energy was electric from Sal's first at-bat onwards. In the second inning, he showed off his wheels and he beat out a hit, putting his speed out of the box on display. Another single followed in his second at-bat, and he later drove in his first RBI with a solid hit going the other way, tying the game at 3-3. But that's not all. He then proceeded to go and make 2 incredible web gems in the outfield, keeping the Brewers in the game. Sal would probably tell you these are plays that he expects to make, but they're still pretty impressive either way, especially for his first time out in that outfield. Then, in the bottom of the 8th, when the pressure was on, Frelick came through like a champ. Knowing the game situation, he was able to lift a ball early in the at-bat, hitting a shot out to right field. While this one wouldn't find any grass, Frelick would maintain his perfect 1,000 batting average as his lineout to right field would go down as a sac fly. With the Damas' speedy race home to score the game-winning run, Sal set up a victory against the mighty Atlanta Braves. Tally it up, a 3-for-3 debut with a run scored, 2 web gems, and the game-tying and game-winning RBIs. This is exactly what Milwaukee was looking for to fill the underperforming 9th spot in the field. I'm not going to go too into depth with this one, even though Freddy's debut is one of my favorites. If you want to hear more about his Mother's Day debut, I suggest you check out this video I did on the top Mother's Day moments in baseball. Anyways, after a last-minute scratch to the scheduled starter Chase Anderson, Peralta was called up to make his first career appearance as a spot start on Mother's Day. Freddy didn't allow a hit until the 6th inning, striking out 13 batters while allowing just 1 hit and 2 walks. The lineup he faced was pretty impressive too, dominating hitters like Nolan Arenado, DJ LeMahieu, Charlie Blackmon, Carlos Gonzalez, and Trevor Story. With his Mother's Day pink on and his family watching in the crowd, Peralta was able to lead the crew to a 7-3 win in the Mile High City. Taking the mound at PNC Park in 2015, Taylor Jungmann was able to make a bit of a name for himself in Pittsburgh. As a former first-round pick, expectations were high, but given his struggles in AAA, owning a .637 ERA and 11 starts for the Sky Stocks that season, no one could have expected the performance he would deliver. In his first career outing, he dazzled with 7 innings of brilliance, allowing just 1 run on a solo homer, surrendering only 3 hits. The result? Well, thanks to some homers by the crew and a lockdown bullpen led by Jeremy Jeffress and K-Rod, the Brewers would go on to win this game as well. A 4-1 win for the Brewers against their rivals, with Taylor striking out 5 along the way. While Jungmann wouldn't have the longest career and things would really go downhill from here with his ERA ballooning, his 36 career games in 3 seasons was still infinitely more than the next guy on this list. Now, here's a debut that turned into a rather infamous story. Fun fact, too, is that this debut recently got the spotlight by JM Baseball as Jolly Olive took a look at some of the players that had the best and only career games. So there's your spoiler. This debut would be Chris Saenz' only time playing in the MLB. Which honestly, thank God, because I'm not sure how many announcer puns about his name I'd be able to handle. But it's not much more than this single clip of game day highlights.
There's signs getting the signs.
Oh,
Get it?
I get
yeah. Checking the signs.
Signs,
Yeah.
everywhere's a sign.
There's the sign again.
Oh, do this, don't do that. Can't you read the sign?
Chris Saenz worked 6 innings of pure dominance in his debut, allowing 2 hits and striking out 7 batters. It was a shutout performance for Saenz, with the Brewers coming out victorious against their division rival, St. Louis Cardinals, with a 3-1 win. But here's the twist. Despite such an impressive debut, Saenz' big league appearance would be his one and only career start. Like many of these other players, he was called up to make a spot start, but immediately following this game, he was sent back down to the minors. Bad luck for Chris, he would miss the entire 2005 and 2006 season with surgeries, blocking him from ever returning to a major league diamond. Leaving us with a very lonely baseball reference page, but possibly the best pitcher to ever start one career game. Next up, really taking a trip down memory lane with this one back to 1998 when Geoff Jenkins made a splash in San Francisco. This young kid shined like a star in his first game, hitting a single in his first at-bat off Oral Hershiser, and then blasting a homer to pad the Brewers' 6-4 lead in the 5th inning. Jenkins finished the day going a solid 2 for 4, including an RBI. To this day, Jenkins remains the only Brewers player to homer in his major league debut. Now that's a feat worth celebrating, as his impressive 10-year career in Milwaukee rightfully led to him taking place in the Brewers' Walk of Fame. Jenkins was actually one of the first players to enter my young baseball mind, being my favorite player on those early 2000s Brewers teams, so I'm glad to include him on this list. Finally, last but not least, we have Steve Woodard's masterpiece against Toronto in 1997. Yeah, we're really going to open up the time capsule to take a look at this debut, which actually occurred before I was even born. Sorry to make some of you feel old. Anyways, this was a debut for the ages, where Woodard locked horns with his idol, the legendary Roger Clemens. In this matinee matchup, Woodard allowed just 1 hit, a leadoff double, and then shut down Toronto for the next 8 innings. Fanning an incredible 12 batters and walking only 1. Going mano-a-mano against Clemens, that season's eventual Cy Young Award winner, Woodard came out victorious, leading the crew to a 1-0 win in his debut. On a side note, July 28th was actually a really cool day for the crew. After Woodard's debut, the teams would play 2 with a doubleheader later that night. The Brewers would get that win as well, taking the game 9-3, but it's actually the impressive 5-4-3 triple play that really caught my eye. There you have it, the top MLB debuts in Brewers history. From Sal Frelick's explosive arrival to some debuts you probably didn't even remember. These debuts likely surprised the players just as much as they did us fans. Personally, I would rank these debuts as follows, but I'd love to hear your rankings down in the comments below. Considering these players spent their whole pre-professional careers dreaming of this moment, having such legendary performances must have felt pretty surreal. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting baseball content in the future. And if you have a favorite debut that you think I missed, leave that one down in the comments below too. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time, baseball fans.